Travis Wayne Goodsell. If you've listened to the reading of my lawsuit against the Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Part 2, you would have heard, let's see, is it 9? 9, I think, is terrorism. 10 is treason. But I mentioned that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is an Illuminati sleeper cell. The first thing that needs to be understood is that you can't just create an accusation out of thin air, as certain executives do. For federal lawsuits, you have to be able to back it up with evidence. You have to have recordings, documents, those types of things. You can't just have witnesses, because if all you have are witnesses, then it becomes a hearsay case, and it'll get tossed out. And so I filed knowing these things, having the evidence of these things, and I put the information in there. For example, I put in there what I've been telling you guys, that the keystone of LDS church history is Canandaigua, New York. And so I made sure to put that in there. And those are facts. They tie 3 separate individuals all together. It's like the Holy Grail, the secret code, the Fountain of Youth. That's what Canandaigua, New York is for LDS church historians, and none of them found it. I found it. And so I'm the one that therefore realized, as I went and did my own independent research into church history, I found that the Book of Mormon was plagiarized because they purposely encoded a warning message. And in the first chapter, as I put in the book, or the lawsuit, they gave the date for the upcoming attack on America. They knew the date when they would put a puppet king on the president in the presidency of America, and also pointed out that the coronavirus was the intended weapon that they mentioned as being the major assault on America. And I can show from the documents, because if I were to just go and say, oh, it's prophecy, Joseph Smith received revelation, and no supporting evidence other than Joseph Smith had opinions, claimed they were from God, call it revelation, it's a religious thing, can't touch religion, no, it holds no bearing in the courts. Just like creationists or fundamentalist Christians, they wanted to have creationism taught in the schools as mandatory, and the Supreme Court said, no, we're going to have science be the ruling curriculum in the school systems. We're not going to have some religious pseudoscience. And so then evangelicals now support QAnon, support Trump, and are destroying the world. That's extortion threats, if you don't understand what those are. Oh yeah, if you're not going to let us do that, then we're going to destroy everybody and force everybody to be evangelical. No, you can't do that. But in regards to the sleeper cell, even though the church is outwardly having the sign, the inverted pentagram of the Illuminati, and the church themselves confess, Oh, yeah, it's just a Freemason thing. Yeah, yes it is. Scottish Rites Freemasons specifically, that was the whole threat to America in 1826. William Morgan, a York Mason, not Scottish Mason, a York Mason, comes to Canandaigua, where Joseph Smith Sr. is the Master Mason of the temple there. And so a fellow York Freemason. And so Smith's not against William Morgan. He wants to help him. Fellow brother. You protect your brothers. William Morgan talks to Smith Sr. about a threat to America by the Illuminati through the Scottish Rites. And how do we confirm that? Heber C. Kimball claims he went to Canandaigua, New York, to apply for a York Rite, skipping 4 levels to the 7th rank, and gets approved. Does not mention Joseph Smith Sr. It's purposely left out, either by Kimball in his journal or by the family Kimballs, who own the book and will not release it, other than what they allowed to have put in his Wikipedia page under Masonry. And so when you find out that President Spencer W. Kimball, the grandson of Heber, is the one who cleans up the Carthage jail, removes the little glass casing that used to say Joseph Smith's blood, was actually Hiram's blood, and covers up the walls and other such things. Do you think he knew what happened? Or do you think he was trying to beautify it by destroying the forensic evidence of the scene? And I had been wondering, as I grew up in the church, why there were so many contradicting Mormon views, different understandings of Mormon doctrine, theology, scripture interpretation, etc. And I wrote a book, Philosophy of Mormonism, and then Mormon Illiteracy, which was a big hit with my stake president at the time. Bishop fortunately stepped in on my behalf to keep me in the church. But I didn't grow up in Utah. I grew up in California. I don't have Mormons to grow up with that tell me I can't drink Mountain Dew, and I can't go watch Schindler's List, or I can't go topless at the swimming pool. You know, traditions like that Utahns have and apparently violate and think that they're bad because they violate drinking Mountain Dew, having an underground Mountain Dew black market at BYU. But now that I've come to realize that the church is a sleeper cell of the Illuminati, having found out about Albert Pike's letter to Giuseppe Mazzini, that the doctrine of Lucifer is what will be the new world order. It clicked. That's why the doctrines, theology, all support the Antichrist in the Book of Mormon. all the bad examples, all the false doctrines are being used and promoted as Heavenly Father's plan of happiness, as Jesus Christ. They've completely replaced true Mormonism. And it's horrifying. You know, it was horrifying to come to Utah and see it in actual Mormon mindset. You know, Mormons don't know Mormonism. They know through tradition and culture. And that's why the Mormons who put thumbs down on my videos, they don't read the description. You know, when it says put, you know, thumbs down for the false church, false LDS church, they're not reading that. They see the title come up on their YouTube thing and they get infuriated. And I have stalkers now that when they see my stuff, they immediately come to my channel, even hover waiting for the next video to show up so they can just put a thumbs down and move on. And that may be Russians, you know, some kind of disinformation thing. Because Mormons, I've found out here in Utah, for the most part, are silent because they don't know their own doctrine. And yet they'll speak up when they hear something they know is wrong, but they can't explain what is right. And so when I come along and say, hey, you know, it's not Jesus, it's Son Amen, they're like, what? No, I know that's wrong, Travis. It's Jesus Christ. It's in our name. Well, here it is in the Doctrine and Covenants. And, oh, look, we even have a hymn, Adamon Diamond. See, that's why the Mormon Central boys, who apparently I'm the angry Mormon, they've apparently never watched any of my videos where I'm constantly laughing at them and the church and the stupid, idiotic things that they try to pull off. I'm always laughing, just like Elijah when he's confronting the priests of Baal. Is your God taking a piss? Where is he? Come on, guys. I've given you an extended period of time. What's happening? Where is he? And then he goes and he douses it with water. The ultimate humiliation. So, yeah, those stories stick out to me. And I embrace them. But I don't want to be the priests of Baal. They're the losers. You know, like Trump thinks that all Americans are who die during war or coronavirus. They're the losers. But yeah, that's what's happening. Is that as a sleeper cell, leader after leader help to alter the mindset of the Mormons, little by little, and Mormons occasionally would push back, and they would be threatened with excommunication and be forced to form the FLDS church when it came down to polygamy. That's when the United States stepped in on that one. Nothing much they could do on that. They weren't in a position to fight. And so, I'm missing Rachel. Her interview didn't go as long as I thought it would. Yeah, but Trump knew, and I told you he knew. I told you he's vaccinated. It's going to come out. Watch. It's going to come out. Trump knew back in January, told Woodward in February 7th, he was vaccinated. There's no way with his fear of contamination that he's going to allow a worldwide pandemic to just freely walk among people, shake hands, not wear masks. No, he's got the vaccine. I told you that, but yeah, the church is a part of this Illuminati. They are in on Albert Pike's letter plot to take over America. And sure enough, in the first year in the reign of King Trump, the sign of the Son of Man appears, just as the Book of Mormon tells us. And then Nelson takes over and completely guts the church. Takes away the high priest office. You can only become a high priest now if you become a leader. Mormons are denied exaltation. He tried to change the law of chastity. He still may have. I caught him in the previous lawsuit on that one, and he immediately changed it, assuming he changed it. We don't know yet. We need somebody to go through a session to find out and leak it. But yeah, polygamy. He brought back polygamy, the law of God regarding marriage, legally and lawfully according to the law of God. What's the law of God, Mormons? Section 132, polygamy. It was no longer in accordance with the United States of America, which is why we have legally and lawfully. It was not legally and lawfully when Brigham Young first established it. It was polygamy. And so the manner in which Mormons are Christian, in that they only have faith, they don't produce the results. They just think that, the Spirit told me to do something, and I did it. And I'll never know whether it was true or not. Like, the Spirit told me to take this turn, and I took the turn. And? Was there anything in the news? No, but I know that God was watching out and protecting me. Things like that. You can't live by faith alone. Faith without works is dead. You have to see the results. You have to be able to test faith. If you can't test faith, you need to dismiss it. Do you understand that, Mormons? If you can't test faith, you must dismiss it. If you can just flip a coin, dismiss it. You cannot live your life that way. You will not survive. You'll be constantly thinking that there are terrorists in the basement of a pizza parlor. And you'll avoid pizza parlors, or you'll amass weapons in case the pizza parlor guy mistakenly delivers a pizza to your door. But yeah, that's what the church has been doing. They've been, time over time, president after president, changing a little here and there, to where Mormons now have a completely different doctrine from what I have learned growing up outside of Utah. It's not the same Mormonism. I can read from the Book of Mormon, and Mormons are like, that's not true. Book of Mormon? Keystone? I only listen to the president of the church who's alive. What? You denounce the Book of Mormon? You're denouncing Jesus? His words? It's baffling how Mormons have fallen prey to the misinformation and disinformation campaign of the enemy, who's purposely setting us up for destruction, as they are purposely murdering us here in Utah, doing their part to spread the virus without helping us stay home, stay safe, so that we don't get it, so that it can pass over. Remember that? Oh, that's the Old Testament. It's not translated correctly, Travis. Yeah, the Jews' holiday. Yeah, okay. foolish traditions of the Jews, right, Mormons? Yeah, we don't embrace the Jews for any particular reason, do we? It doesn't say that learning of the Jews, language of the Egyptians for the Book of Mormon, does it? That's just something it says. So yeah, that's why the church is scary. It is a sleeper cell, purposely spreading misinformation and disinformation among the Mormons, so that when this day happened, they've got Mormons on their side, who they can then play as suckers, pawns, who are expendable. Because that's all Mormons are. You are expendable to them. They will use you for their purposes, to come after guys like me, to fight against protesters. And then they sit back and go, yep, we're safe. And then just wait for the New World Order, where they are promised a kingdom again. That's the scary thing that you got to watch out for, because it's going to happen before this lawsuit gets going, before the ball gets rolling. I'm pretty sure of it. There's no way they're going to allow this lawsuit to continue on, even if they think they can get the judges to side with them this time around, after I inform them of the Mormon terrorist threat, the Illuminati. I don't know, but Trump's not going to allow us the election. Though the signs in the heaven do say the 21st it will be resolved. The question is, how is it going to be resolved? But yeah, Exodus, guys. There's an Exodus coming. It's not going to be 200 years of an Exodus, a potential Exodus. Oh, it's almost here. Because signs have all happened. You can't have too long of a period go by without something happen. I'm pretty sure we have to have Zion built by 2024. Pretty sure. Because that's when their plans to have the New World Order begins. So yes, that's when Zion is supposed to be up and running. 2024. If the Illuminati is expecting to have the New World Order completely in place by then, yeah, that means that Zion was supposed to be in place by then. If you don't understand why, the other solar eclipse that crosses over in southern Illinois in America. So, yeah, the Exodus has to be quick. But, I'm the only one who's able to warn you guys about things coming. Like yesterday, I'm the only one who warned you. And it was through me that others who are believing are able to also help warn, such as Random Muse. But, I mean, this is scary times, guys. You've all been played as chumps in the Mormon Church. Those who have left, good for you, but you're not out of it yet.